You failed at something, maybe recently, maybe a long time ago, maybe you are in the middle of it right now. And the story you are telling yourself about that failure is probably something like, I am not good enough, I don't have what it takes, maybe this just isn't for me. Here is what I want to ask you. What if the story is completely wrong? Not wrong in a feel-good motivational way, wrong in a deep philosophical way. The Swami Vivekananda explains in volume 1 of the complete works. He had a very specific, very direct teaching on a failure. And it is nothing like that what you have been told. Most of us treat failure as evidence. Evidence that we are limited. Evidence that the goal was too big. Evidence that we should stop. We collect our failures like proof. See, I tried and it didn't work. That proves I can do this. And the more failures we collect, the smaller the life we're willing to attempt. We stop before we start. We quit before we finished. We shrink not because the world forced us to, but because we convinced ourselves it was realistic. Vivekananda looked at this pattern and said, from volume 5, Inspired Talks, the greatest mistake in life is to be always afraid of making a mistake. The greatest mistake is being afraid of making one. We have it completely backwards. We think caution protects us. Vivekananda says caution is what destroys us. To understand his teaching on failure, you first need to understand how Vivekananda defined the soul. He said from volume 2, Practical Vedanta, the soul is not in the body is in the soul, and the soul is infinite. The soul is infinite. Now, if that is what you are, what can failure actually do to you? It can fail your plan, it can fail your project, it can fail your attempt, but it cannot touch what you are. An infinite soul cannot be diminished by a finite failure. This is not a motivational statement. This is not a motivational statement. This is a philosophical argument. If Vivekananda is right about the nature of the self, then every failure is always smaller than you. Always. Without exception. He then said something in volume 1 that completely reframes what failure is actually doing. Each work we do, each thought we think produces an impression on the mind. And even if we fail and the impression remains, and that impression will be the seed of the next attempt. And even if we fail, the impression remains, and that impression will be the seed of the next attempt. The impression remains. Every failed attempt plants a seed. Every seed becomes the foundation of the next effort. Failure is not the end of the process. Failure is part of the process. Now, here is where Vivekananda goes furthest. Most teachers say, learn from failure. Vivekananda says something more radical than that. He says from volume 2, the greatest religion is to be true to your own nature. Have faith in yourself. If you fail, try again. If you fail 100 times, try for the 101st time. 101st time. Not twice, not 3 times. 101st time. He is not being dramatic. He is being precise because he had seen across every tradition, every culture, that the only difference between people who achieve something and people who don't is not talent, not intelligence, not resources. It is the willingness to attempt one more time after everyone, including themselves, expected them to stop. And then he said the line that I think is the most powerful in the entire complete works. The whole secret of existence is to have no fear. Never fear what will become of you. Depend on no one. The moment you reject all help, you are free. The moment you reject all help, you are free. Not the moment you succeed, not the moment you are praised, the moment you stop needing the world to catch you if you fail. you become free to go attempt anything. The most important failure of Swami Vivekananda's life is the one nobody talks about. After Ramakrishna died in 1886, Vivekananda was in his early 20s. No money, no plan, no clear direction. He wandered across India for years. He knocked on doors that didn't open. He attempted things that didn't work. He wanted to go to the Parliament of Religions in Chicago, but had no guaranteed passage, no funds, no sponsorship. Multiple attempts to arrange travel fell through. He faced rejection after rejection from people who were supposed to help and didn't. In his letter from his period, Volume 7, he describes moments of genuine despair. He wrote to a close disciple saying he sometimes felt completely abandoned by people and by God. And yet, he kept going. Not because he felt confident, not because he had certainty, but because somewhere underneath the doubt and the failure, he had a sense of his own nature that failure could not erase. And that man who failed repeatedly in his 20s walked into the Parliament of Religions in 1893 and delivered the speech that changed the history. Vivekananda gives one clear practice for handling failure. He calls it returning to the self. Here is exactly how it works. The moment after failure, before you react, before you spiral, take one breath and ask yourself this: is this failure telling me something about my attempt, or is it telling me something about who I am? Your attempt can always be improved. Your strategy can always be changed. Your timing can always be adjusted. But who you are, the infinite self Vivekananda describes, that is not on trial when you fail. Only the attempt failed, not you. He says from Volume 1, arise, awake, and do not stop until the goal is reached. Not arise and awake if you haven't failed yet. Not arise and awake when conditions are right. Arise, awake, and do not stop. That is the only instruction he gives, and it is the only one you need. 6 videos in: fear, strength, mind, work, identity, failure. Everything connects. Everything comes from the same source. The complete works of Swami Vivekananda. 9 volumes written over 130 years ago, and every single page read it like it was written for today. I am going through all of it. Subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Share this with one person who is going through something hard right now. They need to hear this today. Thank you.